Hello and welcome to the Wisdom for Life podcast. David Baker, your host. We're glad that you're here. Welcome to Monday, May 16th, 2022, the year of our Lord. So welcome. We're glad you're here. Got a lesson for you on children on Monday to get you started. What we want you to do is take this lesson and teach it to your children. Okay. One topic for the week, pick a memory verse for the week, and then you'll have 7 lessons that you can go through this and go over it with your kids. All right. So, and by the way, before you teach it to them, make sure you have applied it to yourself. To teach the right things, but not to live the right things will not turn out good kids. So this lesson is on being faithful. Okay, faithful. What did Solomon teach his son about faithful? So for 4 weeks, we've talked about the poor, the good of the poor, the bad of the poor, how not to be poor, and all that. So we are on faithful now. So faithful is meaning this: firmly adhering to duty, of true fidelity, loyal, true to allegiance. Okay, true to allegiance. So some really good things, as you'll see from this. Faithful is a wonderful thing to be able to have and to live and to do. And so you want to make sure that we are faithful and that we are always helping our children to be faithful. It's a big deal. So I want to start out with this. Proverbs 20 verse 6. Most men will proclaim everyone his own goodness, but a faithful man who can find. Solomon was so frustrated by trying to find someone that was faithful, a faithful man who can find. I've had business owners call me up and say, hey, do you have anybody that would just show up? I don't care if they know how to do anything. I'll teach them how to do this stuff. I just need someone who will show up. I said, yeah, I got a couple boys. And all they did was just showed up. And man, at 19 years old, then making $35 an hour. How come? Because a faithful man, as you'll see, they'll abound with blessing. So being faithful, faithful to God, faithful to work, faithful to your wife, faithful to your kids, faithful to church, faithful to Sunday school, faithful to your chores and to homework and duties. To be faithful, firmly adhering to duty, true fidelity, loyal, true to allegiance. Okay, this is a big deal. All right, day 1. Every time you try to trust an unfaithful man, it hurts. When you trust an unfaithful man, it hurts. Proverbs 25:19. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. What does that mean? A broken tooth and a foot out of joint. Every time you use them, it hurts. If you got a broken tooth, you bite on it, it hurts. You got a foot out of joint and you use it, it hurts. When you trust an unfaithful man, every time it's going to hurt. Okay, you want to teach your kids, son, you don't ever be that way. When you tell a man, I'm going to show up here at this time, at this place, you do it. You do it. You make sure you're faithful. You don't want to be that kind of person. When you're trusting an unfaithful man, it hurts. All right. Proverbs 11 verse 13, have a faithful spirit. A talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is of a faithful spirit concealeth a matter. A talebearer is one that goes and gossips and tells everything that they know. You don't want to be that way, and you don't want your kids to be that way. Now, we disagree and do things differently than a lot of parents do. If there's something that the child knows is going on wrong with a sibling, then they are responsible. Are they the brother's keeper? Yes. Oh, don't be a snitch. Don't be a tattletale. No, the parents, as a parent, please listen, I can't fix it if I don't know what the problem is. So many times this gigantic thing comes out. The kids knew about it, but they didn't say anything. Sorry, we're not going to do that. And what we teach them to do is, look, you need to go tell mom and dad. If you tell mom and dad, you're not going to be in trouble. They will help you, okay? And if you don't tell them, then I have to. And I don't want to tell them. So I need you to go and tell them. If you want me to, I'll go with you, okay? That's not a snitch. That's not a rat. That's a true friend, okay? But a talebearer, something happened, they go tell everybody who doesn't need to know. They're not the authority. No, that's not good. A faithful man, they'll conceal it. They'll conceal it. You know something, but nobody else needs to know, and so you don't tell them. Okay? Oh, you are covering sin. No, that's a gossip. If someone doesn't need to know, if they're not the authority, if it's already been dealt with, then it's done. Okay? So here's a kid that gets in trouble at home, and they deal with it, and then the brother or sister goes to school or church the next day and tells everybody. Is that good? Is that right? No, they don't need to know that. It was dealt with, and you go on. All right, day 3, be a faithful ambassador. Proverbs 13:17. A wicked messenger falleth into mischief, but a faithful ambassador is health. So an ambassador is someone that represents someone else. An ambassador. This person is an ambassador from the United States to the country of France. They're representing the United States, okay? So here it is, be a faithful ambassador. A wicked messenger falleth into mischief, but a faithful ambassador is health. When we faithfully represent whoever it is, we're representing God. We're representing our family. We tell our children, listen, you're a baker. And everywhere you go, you're going to be a baker. And you're going to be judged by that. You be a faithful ambassador as a Christian. You be a faithful ambassador as a baker. I'm just talking to my oldest son about this. He was probably 8 or 10 years old. We're at a family funeral of some older, distant family that passed away. And someone came up to my son, like I said, 8 or 10 years old, and said, "You're a baker, aren't you?" My son said, "Yes, sir." "All right, bakers around here have a big reputation of being hard workers. You make sure you don't mess up the baker name. You be a hard worker." So I said, "Yes, sir." So it's funny because my son had heard that from me. He goes, "Wow, Dad, that's true." And so it's a big deal. A faithful ambassador to represent someone else. All right, day 4, be a faithful witness. A faithful witness. Proverbs 14:5. A faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. Okay, it's a big deal. We've talked about lying. Here it is, repeating it again. Son, you're not going to lie. You're going to tell the truth, no matter what it is. Even if you think it's going to get you in more trouble, you tell the truth. A faithful witness will not lie. You couldn't pay them. You can't make them to lie. They're not going to. They're going to tell the truth. And that's what you want to be. Okay. So day 5, finding a faithful man is refreshing. Proverbs 25:13. As a cold of snow in the time of harvest, so is a faithful messenger to them that send him, for he refresheth the soul of his masters. Okay. Finding a faithful man is refreshing. It's refreshing. And so harvest is done. That cold of snow comes in. Hey, here it is. Harvest is over. We're done. We're ready to go into winter. It's refreshing. And a faithful messenger is going to be that way. All right, day 6. Wounds of a friend are faithful. Proverbs 27:6. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. You know, when someone really cares about you and tries to help you, even if their hard words are faithful. I've always said a true friend is someone who will tell you what you don't want to tell yourself, what you're not willing to tell yourself. That's a true friend. Okay. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. You hurt me. You wounded me, but you were truthful and honest. And I would rather have that than the kisses of an enemy. Okay. "Oh, yes, it's wonderful. You're good. There are no problems." Okay. Kisses of an enemy are deceitful. You'd rather be a faithful friend, even if it wounds, and you appreciate that. And probably my favorite verse on faithful is this: faithful people abound with blessings. Proverbs 28:20. A faithful man shall abound with blessings, but he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. A faithful man abounds. What is that? Blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing. When you're faithful, you just keep going forward, keep doing the things that you're supposed to do. Keep reading the Bible, keep going to church, keep praying, keep winning souls, keep serving, keep helping other people. Guess what's going to happen? You are going to abound with blessings. There'll be more blessings than you can ever imagine or fathom. And that's what you want. So do that. Don't look to be rich. Just look to be faithful in everything that you do. And when you are faithful, then you will be blessed. Okay. And those blessings will go on and help you for the rest of your life. Okay. So practically, you teach your children to be faithful. You give them jobs. You give them duties. You give them things that they're supposed to do every Monday. This is your job. Every Tuesday, this is your job. Teach them to do that. Teach them to keep their own schedule. You should not have to tell them over and over and over and over and over to do anything. Okay? That's not going to be faithful. You tell them what their job is. You tell them what day they're supposed to do it and when they're supposed to do it. Then you just make sure they did it. Okay? And you reward them when they're faithful, and you help them when they're not. Okay? It's a big deal for the rest of their life. A faithful man shall abound with blessings. When you teach them this, it's a great truth to be able to help them and to know that they need to be faithful and how they're going to be blessed in their life when they are. Okay? Hey, God bless you. Have a great week. Let's teach this to our children. By the way, if we have faithful children, they'll be blessed, and guess who will also be blessed? Okay? Their parents will be blessed when we have faithful kids. God bless you. Have a great week.